Guys, it's official. After months of insurance dramas and rental nightmares and driving back and forward to Porto a million times, we've finally done it. I want to introduce to you the Kingstree Mobile. In this video, we're going to give you our top tips for renting vehicles here in Portugal, our top tips for buying vehicles here in Portugal, and just a little bit of advice. So stay tuned. I'm not going to pretend to know anything about vehicles. I really don't know anything, but we went back and forward a million times with a million different people. This is what we ended up with: a 2019 Peugeot Expert Traveller sitting on some 20-inch rim, plastic hubcaps. It's got like a weird sound when you're accelerating. It sounds like a turbo's charging, but I have no idea what it is. Definitely a problem with that. We've got a weird sound when you go to brake, like a rubbing sound, but it gets us from A to B. We are overjoyed to be just done with the process of getting a vehicle. We've got some issues, we've got some things we've got to fix up, but I'm going to go over the points and maybe give you some advice and help on the buying process and the rental process as well. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell button so you can catch all of our future videos. If you've been following our journey, you'll know that over the last 2 months, it's been a bit of a saga, this whole finding a vehicle, buying a vehicle, renting a vehicle thing for us. And if I could go back in time, I would just say buy a vehicle a lot sooner, because in the end, we just ended up buying a vehicle anyway. So here are our top tips for renting in Portugal. First issue with renting vehicles is you're going to find low stock for 7-seaters. Although most companies will have 1 or 2, sometimes they'll be rented out. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for a vehicle for 7 or up. Most people aren't looking for that size vehicle though. The second thing I'm going to say is if you're looking for the cheapest deal, be careful of the deposits. The deposits can be up to a few $1,000s. We spent $3,000, $4,000 on the deposit when we were renting a cheap vehicle. So that's something to always look out for. Make sure the super cheap vehicles don't have a crazy deposit. My sister-in-law came over recently. She got a super cheap deal online. When we got there was a huge deposit, massive insurance. If it's a super cheap deal, check the fine print. Third point is I would really look for deals online, because if you go into the rental places, they're going to try and sell you these crazy insurance premiums. If you go online, booking.com, places like that, you'll get your insurance for a lot less. And just be mindful that when you go in to actually pick up your vehicle, they will try and tell you that the insurance you got online, it doesn't work. Whatever they have to say to try and get you to buy these crazy insurance packages when you rent a vehicle. So you'll see, you know, some companies charge $600-700 for their insurance, and they'll try and sell you that on top of the insurance you already have online. So just be wary of that. And guys, always do a video, do a thorough check over of the vehicle before you take it off the lot. Go around, do a video, have the whole family go around, any dents, any scratches, make a note of those on a video before you leave. Often the car companies will tell you to do that anyway, but we did have a couple of different companies that didn't push that, so we did it anyway. Another thing that you want to check is we're a family of 7, so we need 7 seatbelts. We got 7-seater vehicles where there wasn't seatbelts for everyone. The seatbelts didn't work. They were missing buckles, stuff like that. We had that happen twice in the 5 or 6 different vehicles we got. So make sure before you leave that you check everyone has seatbelts. We didn't drive the family of 7 to go and pick up the vehicle, so some people might go all the way a couple of hours to Porto for us, come back and then realize that they haven't got seatbelts. So something to check. As far as companies we would recommend, we're not going to tell you the companies to avoid, but we would recommend these companies. We had a very good experience with them. We used about 5 or 6 different companies. Sixt were a very good company. They had very low deposits of around 200 or 300 euros. Good insurance, cheap insurance that covered a lot of stuff, and also have very good service. So if you want to extend the deal, you can give them a call anytime. They'll pick up the phone and you can speak to them. Some companies we rented from, we couldn't get hold of them after we got off the lot and rented the vehicle, which was very frustrating because we wanted to extend but couldn't. So we had to do another drive to Porto, which for us is 4 hours out of the day. The other company I'd recommend is Gurin. I think that's how you say it. I'll put it up on the screen. Very good company. Again, good service, low deposits. and no issues at all getting hold of them, dropping the vehicle off, that sort of thing. Very quick, just give them the keys and off you go. So Sixt and Gurin would be the companies I would recommend. We did try some that you'll see if you look on Google Maps, they're like away from the airport. They're always a bit sketchy in my opinion, and like I say, massive deposits, always trying to push their crappy, crazy high insurance on you when you get there and telling you other insurance. Any company that mentions another company and says that's bad or that doesn't work, I would just steer clear of them. It's not very good practice, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So guys, renting was initially the plan. We weren't in a hurry. We thought, we'll take as long as we need to take to decide on the vehicle we want. We didn't know whether we wanted a small vehicle, a big vehicle. It was good that we could test different size vehicles out, see what we wanted. In the end, we wanted a 9-seater. We wanted something we could be comfortable in driving around. We wanted to buy it outright. We didn't have any payments, so that was a thing for us. So it had to fit inside of our budget. So we did have to search. So renting was good in that aspect, but we were hemorrhaging money. Basically, it was $1,000 a week to have a vehicle. And we were doing that for a couple of months. So in the end, we ended up just getting something, because I'm going to go over some of the negatives to buying a vehicle and stuff to watch out for. But in the end, it just got a bit too much for us and we just wanted a vehicle. So I don't know if we picked the exact best vehicle for us, but we are happy with the vehicle we have because we've ended that saga and now we can just enjoy not having to pay all that money out all the time. So where do you find a vehicle? We went to a dealership. You've got two options in Portugal. You can either go private or dealership, just like most places. Private, you're going to pay less money, but you're going to have to go through. We weren't really familiar with the process here. We wanted a dealership to sort of hold a hand and get it done. So we're prepared to pay a little bit more money and have the warranty and all that sort of stuff. So you can go on Facebook Marketplace. I'll put a few places you can go for private deals, and a lot of the websites online, you'll be able to select private or dealership as well. There's Pisca. There's a few more. I'll put them up on the screen. You can go and check those out. I'm going to go over a few points and things and issues that we had, so you can maybe be prepared for them or avoid them. So what we found a lot is we've done a lot of driving around. We drive an hour and a half here, an hour there to look at these vehicles, and what is advertised on the websites, even at dealerships, is not what you'll get when you get there. So for instance, this had a rear camera, didn't have it. We weren't too fussed and we ended up just buying this vehicle. But this was the same and a similar thing with a lot of the vehicles we looked at. Even as far as saying they're automatic, we drove to Leiria, hour and a half there, all only to get there, and all of the vehicles they had advertised as automatic were all manual. And you'll find this a lot. This happened over and over again to us. So it's just one thing to be aware of, and you can only really trust the pictures on the website. So look at the pictures, you can see, okay, it's got a manual stick, it's obviously a manual, stuff like that. Don't take the description or the bullet points of the vehicle as gospel, because often you'll get there and it's not even what they've said on the thing. Now, we did ask the person who sold us this vehicle about that, and he said they put a VIN number in and it automatically populates all of those things. This apparently had a sunroof as well. Insurance is another thing that's going to be a bit of a challenge for us. We actually filled out like 20 forms online. Different insurance companies get insurance. We found this, we needed insurance in a couple of days. We urgently messaged a bunch of people that we need insurance right away. This was a week ago. We've not had a single reply from any insurance forms we sent in. You can't contact, you can't ring them. So I don't know what happens with that. We ended up going to a local insurance guy in our village for a couple of reasons. One, there's no actual office building you can go in. We like being able to walk to the end of our road, walk into our building, and we can speak to people right there. Two, they actually issued the insurance right away and we were able to just walk out. So if you're planning on getting insurance, start filling out forms now. I don't know if they'll ever get back to us. We filled out probably 20 different requests for insurance at different companies, and we haven't had a single reply back. So that was a challenge we had. One thing that really did grind my gears was we just dropped 30,000 euros on a vehicle, and the dealership we went into looked lovely, had great reviews. Everyone was very pleasant and helpful. When we got in to drive away, the tank was completely empty, down to fumes. So we had to panic and try and find a gas station close by. And for me, the cost of filling up a tank, 100 euros, why wouldn't you just do that? I run a service company. These are things that you leave a bad taste in customers' mouths, and I was pretty peed off, to be honest. So after you spend that amount of money, I don't know if this is a thing that you'll find in multiple dealerships. Let me know if you've had this experience or whether it's just one dealership. Again, I'm not going to put them down here to slam them, to put them down. We're happy with how it all turned out, but just the tank not being filled, that's just a regular thing in Canada. As a business owner, these little things are things that people remember, and I will always remember feeling like I was being a bit screwed over because you just dropped all this money on a vehicle and the tank was completely empty. So a small cost to the dealerships had a lasting impact on me as a customer. I wish we'd have bought a vehicle sooner, a vehicle that's more local. So we did, as I explained in the video, we have got a couple of issues with this. I can't really be bothered to drive it all the way back to Porto, so I'm just going to go local here, and you know, if it's nothing major, we'll just get it fixed. But I would advise going local, support local, have it so you can actually drive back and get it sorted. You know, if we take this vehicle back and then they've got to put it in the workshop and it's going to take a day or two, so we're going to have to rent a vehicle, it's going to cost us more money. You know, being a family of 7, they don't have courtesy cars that can have a family of 7, so we run into a load of issues doing that. So I wish we went a bit more local instead of Porto, it's a couple of hours away. But overall, we're happy with how everything went. And I keep saying we're happy, like trying to reaffirm that we're happy, like I'm sad or something. But we are happy with the deal we got. We're happy with the vehicle. We're happy with the freedom that we have now, and that we're not hemorrhaging money, you know, spending money on rentals and stuff like that. So I think that besides the rental of the house and finding a rental of the house, this was the next biggest challenging thing. Overall, I'm very glad we have this vehicle. We're now able to plan our road trips. We ended up getting a 9-seater, so plenty big enough for us to travel around, go all over, be very comfortable. The kids are happy. They didn't want a little 7-seater, even though I was trying to push them that way because I didn't want to spend the money. But very happy with how it turned out. This is going to hopefully last us, you know, 5 years at least. And my wife is frowning, like she doesn't think it's going to last that long. We've already hit one wheel, we've hit another wheel, we've got a little scratch on the front. We've only had it a few days. Navigating around these tiny little rural villages is pretty tricky in this thing, but for those long road trips to other countries and to England, it's going to be great. And you know, maybe we'll get a smaller vehicle down the road to get around, but for now this is great. We're very happy. Okay guys, if you've watched the video this far, here's some bloopers of me struggling my way through this video. And if you appreciate this type of content, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell button, and we'll see you on the next one. It's official. Start again. And I want to introduce you to, we finally have the Kingstree Mobile. Introduce, ready? And, yeah, that was one of them, wasn't it? What are them vehicles called? Huh? Yeah? Just scratch that. You might find that the crazy deals have a huge deposit. A vehicle for a large family like we are, for 7, you'll struggle. Other times you'll go and they have very few limit. Oh my God, this is not even. Your second-hand vehicles are very expensive in Portugal. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button, because if this van explodes the next time we're going on a road trip, I want some evidence. And that bell button, hit that bell button so you can catch the next episode. Peugeot Traveller gone too soon. Before we go any further, hit that subscribe button so you can catch all of our future videos. Hit that bell. Before we go any further, hit that bell note.